7 things you forgot happened in golf in 2022. Before we start, I would want you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Golf Luxury. A mom won the US Women's Mid-Amateur. It is not easy for a mother to win a major sporting event, amateur or otherwise, as shown by the fact that even Serena Williams, possibly the greatest athlete in human history, has not been able to capture a major since having her daughter. When Chrissy Carmen won the US Women's Mid-Amateur, prevailing in a tied championship match 2-1, the great accomplishment was heightened by the fact that the 27-year-old had her 2-year-old son Conrad in the gallery, and that the delivery had been difficult enough to keep her away from golf for a full year. It's not often a mother, much less one that recent, can capture a USGA championship of this caliber, and in her quiet way, Carmen made history. The food prices at the PGA Championship were just this side of insane. At this point of life, we should be used to food and drink being expensive at live sporting events. But at Southern Hills in May, the PGA Championship vendor took it to the next level. As Alex Myers wrote, $18 for a Michelob Ultra? In the words of Jerry Seinfeld, that is outrageous. Exactly. And even a ratty plastic bottle of Aquafina ran you $6. Myers note that for the price of one Stella, could buy you 4 import beers at Augusta National. Even Justin Thomas, who went on to win the event, didn't like it. A fantasy football loser embarrassed himself at a US Open qualifying event. When John Eckert lost his fantasy football league in 2021, his punishment was to play in a US Open local qualifying event, despite the fact that he is a very bad golfer. As you might imagine, this ended up being punishment for everyone else in his group, as he shot a 112. Aren't there rules against this? You might wonder. And the answer is yes. You either have to be a pro or an amateur with a confirmed handicap index of 1.4. But the trick is, nobody checks on the pros. Eckert simply lied, and that's all it took. As it turns out, the lying is rare, but there were 12 other players who shot 100 or worse in this year's US Open qualifying. Nick Faldo signed off. In any other years, this would be among the biggest off-course story in golf. After 16 years at CBS, Faldo retired from his positions as lead analyst, signing off for good at the Wyndham Championship in August. Faldo could barely get his last word out, such was his emotion, but when he did, it was a short and poignant message. Faldo was off to his Montana homestead then, but came back to TV sooner than anyone might have expected. This fall, he was a great guest speaker on ESPN's College Game Day. An amateur had a top 5 in a PGA Tour event. What's it like to not win $406,700? That's a question for Michael Thorbjornsen, the Stanford All-American who parlayed his sponsor's exemption at the Travelers Championship into a solo 4th place finish. It had been more than 30 years since an amateur won a PGA Tour event, Phil Mickelson, at the 1991 Northern Telecom Open, and just to finish that high up was a remarkable achievement for the 20-year-old, even if he couldn't take the money with him. Tiger Woods was back as a cover star for video games. PGA Tour 2K23 hit stores in October, and on the cover for the first time since 2014 was none other than the game's biggest star, Tiger Woods. Of all the things Woods accomplished this year, from his remarkable efforts just to play at majors to his role at the forefront of the PGA Tour's defense against LIV Golf, his role as the face of a new video game may have been the easiest to miss. But as Christopher Powers wrote, not only was Tiger back, but you could actually play him, which was a big limitation and a major complaint around previous games. Michelle Wie West retired. Sort of. Opinions vary as to whether Michelle Wie's career lived up to the hype that often surrounded her. She won a major at the 2014 US Women's Open but only 5 LPGA titles. It can be argued, however, that since turning professional a week before her 16th birthday until this May, when we announced her retirement at the age 32, she's been one of the biggest draws and one of the best ambassadors for the women's game. In her 14 years of the LPGA Tour, many of them hampered by injury. She was an omnipresent figure even when she wasn't winning, was the youngest player to ever qualify for an LPGA event and the youngest to make a cut at a major. Though she intends to play the US Women's Open at the Pebble Beach next year and won't quite call it a retirement, that seems to be it for one of the most iconic golfers of the 21st century. This brings us to the end of our video. Hope you enjoyed it, hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the other 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you will love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.